which belonged to Judah, and left his servant there. But he and came and sat down under a juniper tree. And he requested for himself that he might die, and said, it is enough. O Lord, take away my life, for I am not better than any of my father. 2 Kings chapter 2. I read from verse 8. And Elijah took his mantle and wrapped it together and smote the waters, and they were divided hither and thither, so that they two went over on dry ground. And it came to pass, when they were gone over, that Elijah said unto Elisha, ask what I shall do for thee, before I be taken away from thee. And Elijah said, I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit be upon me. And he said, thou hast asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee, but if not, it shall not be so. And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that, behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and houses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a wide wind into heaven. And Elisha saw it and cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more. And he took hold of his own clothes, and rent them into pieces. And he took up also the mantle of Elijah that fell from him, and went back and stood by the bank of Jordan. Elijah left with unfinished work handed over to him. And God decided that another man will come to finish that work. And that mantle fell on the shoulder of John the Baptist, the forerunner of Jesus Christ. Yes, Elisha picked the physical mantle that fell from Elijah. But the real thing, the spiritual mantle, was not released as at that moment. I suppose that every one of you hearing me knows that it is the spirit that controls the physical. If there were no spiritual mantle, the spirit with which Elisha operated with, there will be no physical mantle, which Elisha picked. Therefore, John came in that spirit to fulfill that assignment, the vacuum that was created by Elijah. Elijah did not fulfill his ministry, and in the program of God, it must be fulfilled. And the person picked to do that was John. Did it surprise you? It should not. When Paul was through with what he was called to do here on this earth, he sent for Timothy, his son in the faith, to come. He didn't disclose to Timothy what he wanted him to come for. Actually, he wanted to transfer the spirit with which he operated into him. 2 Timothy chapter 4. Second Timothy chapter 4. I read from verse 6. For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I fought a good fight. I finished my course. I kept the faith. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day. And not to me only, but unto all them also that love is appearing. Do thy diligence to come unto me shortly. Why? The mass that this mantle will have fall upon. I've loved this present world, and I departed unto Thessalonica. Christians left to Galatia. Titus unto Dalmatia. Only Luke, the author of the book of Luke and the author of the Acts, is with me. When you are coming, take mark and bring him with me. For now, he is profitable unto me for the ministry. Before, history told us that before Timothy got to Rome, Paul was sacrificed, was killed yesterday. He didn't meet Paul alive. And what Paul was actually calling him for was not handed over unto him. And Timothy was not able, because of the far distance, traveling from Ephesus to Rome. And that time, they travel on ship. Not today with airplane or with even vehicle. And sometimes when you get to the shore, before the ship will get filled up, it will take some times. Before now, traveling from here to England takes sometimes 3 months, sometimes depending on the speed of the ship, sometimes 6 months. But today, in less than 6 hours, you are where you are going. So, Paul and Timothy landed late, and Paul left without handing him over that mantle. It might be a surprise to some of you that follow us, understand this. It was last year that Paul, when I mean last year, 2021, brought that mantle and handed it over. Matthew chapter 11, verse 14. I may not go into details on that. And if you will receive it, it is the Elias which was to come. It is Elijah that was to come. Brothers and sisters, John came to fulfill the ministry that Elijah left behind out of fear. But John was not able to do the same. And the same way Elijah was harassed out of the ministry, himself experienced the same. Guide against coward spirit. It doesn't matter the power you think you command. Guide against coward spirit. If they were able to harass the prophet of fire,